Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I'm coming at you all scruffly today, but that's kind of the point. So I woke up like maybe yesterday, and I woke up with like these 3 crazy from the depths of your soul pimples on my chin, which is not a normal thing for me. I mean, it's not abnormal, but for that to happen like 3 all at once is a little bit unusual. So I was thinking to myself, like, oh, I have to film my workout videos. I don't want to film myself. And then I had like a come to Jesus with myself that like, in reality, like, who cares what my skin looks like? And nobody expects me to be perfect on YouTube. I mean, who am I? Also, like, it's not what's on the outside that counts, right? Oh, when I was doing the first workout, second workout, I think it was the second workout I did of Lucy's, a thing popped up on the screen and a heart that said, beauty is a kind heart. It's there. I am beautiful today. So instead of not filming, I'm using this as an opportunity to show you how I deal with not ideal skin days. I'm sorry if the light's all funky. Like, there's clouds. Clouds are coming and passing by. I don't have professional lights because I'm not a professional beauty vlogger. I'm just a plain vlogger. Anyway, so I'm going to show you how I deal with my imperfect skin and rosacea and how I cover it up when I need to. Although, you know, I actually don't cover it up a lot of the time. I just, like, I let it fly, man. Because who cares? Who cares? All right, let's tie my hair back. Like, if you could see my setup right now, you would be laughing your butts off. I have like things stacked on top of things for my mirror today. I'm not where I was last time because the lighting wasn't good there this time. So, the products I'm gonna use, I'll tell you what they are, but I think you could probably like substitute out a lot of these things because they're just general products, right? Like, so the foundation I'm using, you could just use whatever foundation works best for your skin. I have finicky skin, so I use specific products. Like I said, I've got rosacea, and I also become really acne prone to certain ingredients, and I don't know what they are, so when I find something that I like, I stick with it. So what I've done so far, I've already done my eyebrows, and if you want to see how I do my eyebrows, you can check out my eyebrow tutorial. And I have washed my face. I have put on my rosacea cream. I hate that word. My rosacea topical. And then I have moisturized, and I use the CeraVe moisturizing cream because although it's thick, it kind of dries matte compared to some other moisturizers. Now, if I were really concerned about my makeup staying today, I would put on a primer, and I like this one. It's Coola Mineral Primer. It doesn't aggravate my rosacea or make me break out. I can't use a lot of the other Coola products because they do aggravate my skin, but that one seems to be okay. I'm not really concerned about my makeup staying on today because I'm not really going anywhere. I'm just gonna work out at some point. I will film that. So we're not gonna use primer today, but the next step that I would do is use my foundation. I'm using this NARS Sheer Glow. It is in shade Light 3 Gobi. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started and show you how I do this. Is that too much? Too close? Is it good? Further out? How about that? That's good. All right, so I'm gonna put some of this foundation. I'm getting to like, just squirted into my sweater, the end of the bottle, so that's what gets all funky. And I just put this, I'll dot it on my rosacea areas, on my cheeks, and start there. And I'm using this Real Techniques, I don't know what it is, buffing brush. I like this brush quite a bit. So you can see like that takes out a lot of the redness that I get right in the center. And this is full coverage foundation. You could probably use any full coverage foundation that works for your skin. This is the one I like secretly, but probably also not so secretly. I used to take like empty contact lens cases or like empty sample containers into Sephora and fill them with like a couple squirts of foundation to like test them out before I bought them, because I have such crazy sensitive skin. I mean, I didn't really hide it, but I didn't like make it known that that's what I was doing, so I'm sure like the employees knew what I was doing. I mean, I don't find it wrong. It's a tester that I'm squirting it from, so I'm testing it, just not right there. All right, so I have like some rosacea issues right here, so I'm gonna do a little extra there, and on this side as well. Yeah, so I've got like double whammy today. I've got all the extra blemishes and with my rosacea. I mean, it could be worse, I suppose. Could just not have makeup to be able to cover this stuff up. I have like a scar on this side that I cover up too. And then we're gonna do just a little bit on my forehead, because my forehead generally like behaves itself, so I just need to blend it out to make sure that they match. Ooh, eyebrow, go back to where you're supposed to go. Probably should have done my eyebrows after, but whatever. All right, so I mean, it's a fairly light base for full coverage foundation. I don't really put too much on, because in the areas where my skin is behaving, I wanted to give it a chance to like shine through a little bit. The next step that I do is using concealer, and I have two concealers that I've been using. I've got this Makeup Forever full cover concealer. I like this a lot for blemishes. I don't really like it for under eye. And then I've got this one. What color is that? That's number 5. And then I've got this one. It is Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. So I really like this for under eye, and also I'll use it on blemishes. The only thing about this is that you can't actually get it here in the United States yet. My mom went to England and I had her pick me up some, and I am gonna run out, which is sad. But she's actually going to England again this year, so I'm gonna have her pick up a whole bunch more. But it's awesome for under eye, and I'll do that now just to show you. In addition to under eye, I'm gonna take it down kind of triangular. So I find that if you just do like the under eye, you get like a weird football looking eye. You know what I mean? Like football paint. Sometimes I do some on my chin. And we'll just, you know what I'll do? I'll do one of my blemishes with Collection Lasting Perfection, and then I'll do the other one with Makeup Forever so you can see the difference. So I will just dot that on this guy here. Sure, I could use a makeup brush to make it more sanitary, but whatevs. We're just going with the flow today, people. Oh yeah, sorry, I got like dark spots here. I want to do that. My scar, sometimes I'll cover that up, sometimes I just don't care. And I'm going to use the same brush that I used for my foundation to blend in my concealer, because I really like this brush. I tried using the Real Techniques sponge, but I find that the coverage isn't as full when I use the sponge, which, I don't know, I've watched a lot of makeup tutorials where the sponge is actually higher coverage than a brush. So maybe I'm using it wrong. I'm wetting it and then wringing it out in a towel, but like, how much are you supposed to wring it out? There's no like, it needs to be this wet. I don't know. How am I supposed to know? All right, and then for this little guy down here that we concealed, I'm just gonna dab. Sometimes I will actually use the sponge with the concealer to dab over blemishes, because I don't want to wipe any of the product off that I put on already. So as you can see, that one is already like pretty much flesh toned. And the rest of my face, pretty concealed, right? Ooh, forgot my scar. Apparently we're caring about that today. All right, concealer is done. Oh wait, no, I told you I was gonna put, blah. Concealer is not done. We still got 2 more blemishes we gotta cover up, right? So I'm using this Makeup Forever and I'm just dotting it on with my finger. Oh, hey light, nice of you to come back. And then we'll use a sponge with this one. So I have just a regular plain Real Techniques dirty sponge. And I'm just gonna dab that on with and try to blend out the corners, because I find that that concealer sometimes looks like it's lighter than my actual skin, and it's not. It'll work itself out. But look, everything is flesh toned. Isn't that crazy? Now it's not gonna stay like that unless you actually set it, so we're gonna do that now. I have, excuse me, I have this powder. It's Tarte. It's called Smooth Operator. I don't know how healthy this is for your skin. I think it's like made of talc. It doesn't say it on there. I don't know if talc is good for your skin or not. Jury's out. So I have a different extremely dirty Real Techniques sponge I'm gonna use to put on my powder. And I just kind of take it and tap it in there and then tap off the excess. And then I'm gonna put that where I put my concealer, because we don't want it to come off. It also kind of mattifies what you've done to your face, sets your foundation. See, look, it's great, right? Tap, 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 tap. I'm gonna go deft down into our chin where we concealed all of those blemishes. So now you can see like most of my rosacea spots up here. I do have one that's still peeking through a little bit because I didn't put any concealer on it. And I'll show you another way I can fix like just tiny blemishes without concealer. I'm gonna pat all that powder into our skin. Looking pretty good. And then any excess that I have on my skin from patting, I'm gonna use this Rando powder brush. It's like Sephora brand. It doesn't even have a label. And just kind of sweep the powder around. Careful around those blemishes. You don't want to wipe the powder off. Man, my eyebrows are going haywire. We'll fix them later. All right, so done powder, but that's not all. Okay, I have one more step which really helps to set all of my concealer onto my blemishes, and it is using this L'Oreal Bare Natural Mineral Foundation. Now this is super old and it's cracked, and I don't know, it's probably disgusting, but I only use this for blemishes because generally it doesn't work well with my skin, but if I'm just using small amounts, it doesn't really matter. You could probably use any mineral foundation. I mean, I'd love to try Bare Minerals with this, or there's another one. What is it? Laura Mercier has like mineral foundation. I can't remember. Yeah, so this is a super cheap option. And I'm just gonna use this old Bare Minerals concealer brush. And I'm gonna dip it in there. I'm not actually gonna use the brush the way it should be used. Dip, tap, and then I'm just gonna dab on those blemishes. I'm not gonna brush it on because it'll just take off all of the product that I've already put on my face, and I don't want that. Like, I already spent so much time trying to cover them up. If you use the brush that way, it's just gonna come off. Look at that. It's all flesh toned. It's crazy. I'm gonna take a little bit more up on that rosacea blemish that I have and tap that on there. And that is a way that you can cover up your rosacea or tiny blemishes without actually using concealer. Look, flesh tone. Amazing, right? So my battery died and my memory card became full, so sorry if I'm not quite in the same position I just was. I had to go change both of those. But anyway, the last thing I did was dot on this mineral powder, and then I'm just going to take the same Real Techniques sponge that I used for the other powder and just dab off any extra on my face. And that is all I do for concealing any blemishes or rosacea that I have. And as you can see, like, it's pretty good coverage. So it's full coverage foundation, concealer, translucent, why is that so hard to say? Translucent powder dotted on, or like patted on, then mineral foundation, the powder foundation dotted on and patted off as well. The only thing I need to touch up if I have this on all day long is like midday I might need to take like some blotting papers and blot off some oil, but I never need to touch up the concealer at all. Like, it stays on all day. I always bring it just in case, but I never need to. If you're going outside all day or gonna be sweating, I would recommend the primer because, you know, stuff just slides around. I'm gonna go do a little bit of blush and contour and probably mascara. I'll be right back. All right, so this is the finished look with a little bit of blush and contour and some mascara. And this is what I'm gonna leave it at today because I'm not actually going anywhere. I don't need lipstick or eyeshadow or anything. But as you can see, there's nothing that sticks out to you about the blemishes, and that's what you want. You want them to not catch the sunlight and be shiny and not be red, be flesh toned, and catch as much, or not catch as much shadow as possible. Oh, I'm gonna work out with this makeup on. It's gonna stay, you'll see. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, stop being creepy. Just hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.